Today I will take you to Rahampur in Bangladesh. The biggest graveyard in Rahampur is not guarded these days. Guard cannot stay more than one night. According to them, they will die if they stay here. He will kill them. A very tough-looking guard was appointed. He is the gatekeeper of the cemetery. His name is Ashraf Bihan. Ashraf Bihan started working from the first day. At night, he stands in front of the cemetery with a stick in his hand. The night went well. The incidence of mild winters has increased. Ashraf Bihan feels cold, but there is nothing to do. He can't skip work. Slowly the last night approaches. After a while, the morning light will appear. It's still dark, and bone-chilling winter. Suddenly, Ashraf Bihan noticed that some people were carrying a dead body on their shoulders. Ashraf Bihan was surprised. Does anyone come to bury the body at this night? People are relatively tall again. Everyone is wearing white Punjabi and pajama. A cot for carrying the body on the shoulders, and the body in it. As the people approached, Ashraf Bihan asked, "You have come so late. What is coming from far away?" One of the men replied, "We come at this time every day. Our king is very hungry at this time." Mean? Does not mean anything. It would be better if you opened the door of the cemetery. As soon as Ashraf Bihan opened the door, the people went inside carrying the cot on their shoulders. Ashraf Bihan also followed behind them. The people said, "It's better if you go outside, otherwise he can harm you." Ashraf Bihan was quite surprised. Ashraf Bihan knows nothing about the previous gatekeepers of this cemetery. Ashraf Bihan said, "Who is he?" "Whom we brought in bed." "Can I see him?" "Of course you can. But you can die," Ashraf Bihan said with a smile. "I am fearless. Show me." The men pulled the white cloth from the bed, and in front of Ashraf Bihan, a half-rotten, dead, dried-up corpse floated in a horrible condition. Ashraf Bihan has never seen such a strange body in his life. The body parts are taken off and worn on the bed. The whole head is bruised. The eyes are looking big. Ashraf Bihan fainted. Before he lost consciousness, he said in a muffled voice, "He will kill me." But Ashraf Bihan is not like the previous guards. 12 years have passed today. Ashraf Bihan is still seen at the door of the cemetery. He still guards that graveyard and says, "Everyone beware, he will come and kill everyone." About 5 years ago from today. It was around 8 at night. It's a full moon night. Our village is about 10 kilometers from the city. In the village, it is time to harvest rice. The farmers cut the paddy, threshed it, and dried the straw in stacks. I was studying in class 9 then. On top of that, there was no electricity in all the lines of the village for 2 days because of the problem with the electricity line. So I went to a lake in our village to feel the air. Even though I had heard many stories from the village's elders about the banks of this lake, called Sitaram Lake, I did not feel any fear as it was only 8 p.m. in the night. Many people in the surrounding area may have come to enjoy the wind like me in order to cool their body a little in the cold wind of the south. On a full moon night, the haystacks looked very beautiful in the moonlight. I lay alone on a haystack facing south. People on all sides are so fearless, and I can't say when I got lost in sleep because of the cool air. When I woke up, I didn't look at the clock. I thought the time was not long. In fact, the moonlight of the full moon is so bright that it was not necessary to see the time. Suddenly, a man in white Punjabi walked in front of me. After the man left, his scent hit my nose. Very beautiful smell. At first, I thought it was someone coming to feel air, but after a while I felt a feeling of fear. I looked at the time, and I got more scared. It's 3 a.m. There is no one around. I alone on the banks of the lake at 3 o'clock in the night. I am very scared. The home was far away, over it. I had to pass through the burial place. I could not understand what to do. The more I thought, the more fear grew. There was no sign of people around. I thought I would run away, but I did not dare to think about burial place. I cried in fear. Suddenly, there was a loud sound of tree branches breaking on the east bank of the lake. I was more afraid. It seems that the moonlight is taking shape in the darkness. I started praying for God's help in my mind, and my whole body started shaking with fear. I heard the sound of someone coughing towards my behind. By looking back, I felt a lot of courage. It is Rustam, uncle of our house next door. a bag in hand, wearing a white lungi. Usually, Uncle wears this dress a lot, especially when he goes somewhere. He came behind me with a bag in his hand and started threatening me and asked me what I was doing here at night. He took me to our house after I told him everything. Uncle Rustam lives in another district as a master in a school and comes home twice a month. He told me that he was coming from the town that day too. I came home and fell asleep thanking God. In the morning, I woke up and had breakfast and went to Rustam Uncle's house because it looked bad not to meet him and thank him properly. If he had not come on time last night, I would have died of fear, so I went to his house to meet him considering humanity. I was even more surprised when I went to his home because Auntie said he did not come home last night. I still can't help myself when I think about that night. Still, I think sometimes, who reached me at my home that night? The time was spring 2015. At this time, nature gives the best of its beauty. I love plants and flowers, so I have a big garden in front of my house and there are many kinds of flowers. Most of the time I like to walk in that garden at night and don't mind if it's spring there. I also spend time on my little roof garden on moonlight nights. After the exam, my cousin came to visit our house for a few days during the holidays. Like every time we hang out in one hall almost all night. After dinner that night, we came home and waited for everyone to sleep. After everyone fell asleep, we both slowly went to the roof after 1 o'clock to see the strange beauty of nature in the moonlight. At the same time, the roof was filled with kamini flowers, with such a fragrance that one was bound to be hypnotized. We both sat on a mat and enjoyed everything, including the breeze. We were very hungry after talking for a long time. So I told my sister, I have many chocolates in my room to bring them. It was about 2:30. So I was alone on the roof when my sister went down. Suddenly I looked at the roof of the building next door. I saw a girl standing. I thought he might have come to the roof in good weather, so I didn't care much. Meanwhile, it has been a long time, but my sister is not coming, so I thought to go down and see. So on the way down, I saw the building next door again, and it struck me as a bit odd. I saw that the girl was still standing in the same position, looking at me like a statue. Suddenly, she started pointing her hand at me alone and started showing me something. Then I started to get a little scared, so quickly went downstairs. First, I went home and asked my sister why she was so late. I was shocked to hear what she said in response. How is it possible? My sister said I came down long ago and forbade her to come to the roof, but I was on the roof for so long, then who came down? I didn't let her understand because she would be scared. I saw the building. The next day, at the same time, I again went to the roof to ascertain whether what had happened yesterday was true or a delusion. But this time I went alone, and that was my biggest mistake. So I spent this and that time for a long time. At around 3 a.m., I looked at the roof of the neighboring building and saw the same girl as last night, standing still after a while and pointing. The surrounding environment suddenly felt very hot. Then the girl started floating towards me. Seeing this, my hands and feet were getting paralyzed. There were many cedar trees around the house, and the girl was flying and sitting from one tree to another. Gradually, the numbers increase and more figures joined the girl, and some strange noises were heard. Seeing this, it was not possible to stay on the roof for a moment, but the legs did not move. As I was about to run, someone pushed me hard and grabbed my neck from behind, trying to get up. I was trying to pray, but everything was going wrong. After many attempts, I ran with the name of God. I could not sleep through the night due to fear, and after this incident, I did not go to the roof alone again. The problem may end here. But after a few days, when my sister passed away to her home, when I slept alone at night, that girl kept coming to my dreams almost every day. In the dream, she used to call me and saying that if I don't go to her, I will be harmed. Then I started facing various problems. For example, when I was lying alone at night, after closing my eyes, I felt someone breathing heavily next to me, but it stopped as soon as I opened my eyes. I would feel the bed rocking as I fell asleep, and in the middle of the night I would hear a soft voice calling my name. One day, someone pressed my face very hard in my sleep, as if I will die of suffocation if I get a little more. Just then, the Fajr call was made and the hand was removed from my face. I might have survived that day for a little while. Thus, my body became very bad. I was often sick. As there was no other way, a familiar religious man was called, and after hearing everything, he said that the matter should have been reported earlier. He also told me that some jinn had an evil eye on me, and one of them was very angry with me and wanted to kill me, and a few days' delay would have cost me a lot. because my untamely presence annoyed them. They have been watching me for a long time. Then he gave me some water, oil, and treatment. He also talked about some habits, which must be followed daily. Before leaving, he also told me not to sleep alone at night. By the grace of God, I am slowly recovering from the problem. But when I remember that incident, my heart trembles. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and share the video. It's free. Also, don't forget to hit the bell icon to get updated mysterious paranormal videos.